For more on the dire situation in Gaza, I want to bring in Chris Smalls. He was one of 21 passengers on a Freedom Flotilla Coalition ship that was carrying aid to Gaza. That ship was intercepted by the IDF, and all the passengers were detained in Israel. After several days, Chris was released and just arrived back in the U.S. on Friday. Chris, thank you for joining us. I have seen the videos of the roaring applause that you returned home to at JFK Airport. Tell us what happened when your ship was intercepted and how this all started.
Well, thank you for having me, Janae. Well, for one thing, people have to know that the interception is illegal. You know, there's an International Court of Justice who ruled already a year ago that humanitarian aid is allowed to be delivered to the people of Gaza and the people of Palestine. So our attempt to deliver the aid was completely legal when they illegally kidnapped us or intercepted us and took us to Israel against our will. At the moment, you know, once again, the IOF boarded the ship. They confiscated everything from us. They took over the ship. They had us sleep on the deck for about 12 hours until we arrived at the port of Ashad, where we were handed over to immigration authorities. Upon being docked at the port authorities, I was violently attacked as the only African American that was aboard the Handela ship.
And so, Chris, I do want to hit on that because you were the only Black person on board the boat and also the only one to face violence, you say, from the IDF, being choked and kicked by 7 soldiers at once. Tell us a little more about that experience, if you will.
Yeah, once again, my color definitely had a role to play. The discrimination against Black and brown and Palestinian people. I got a glimpse of it myself. It's nothing compared to what Palestinian people go through every day. But once again, I was voicing my concerns, voicing my opinions about what has happened. This illegal siege that Israel has imposed when 7 authorities didn't like the fact that I didn't want to consent to their propaganda. They violently threw me to the ground. They put their knees in my back. They 3 on each side levitated me while one of the soldiers, authorities, grabbed my hair, pulled my hair back and my jewelry to use it as a noose to choke me. Wow. And as he was choking me, he was yelling, telling me a bunch of racist remarks, saying he's not my brother and telling me to shut up repeatedly, until I was separated from the rest of the volunteers. They kept me isolated in a room. They threw me up against the wall a couple of times. Once again, just subjected to horrific conditions that nobody else had to face. And, I kind of expected that, but I didn't expect it to be that extreme. And I'm glad that I'm here to tell the story and once again, to shed light on the atrocities that Israel has imposed on the Palestinian people. They need to be held accountable, and we need to break the illegal siege.
Well, we absolutely are glad that you're here to tell the story, too. And those are difficult details to recount. And so I appreciate you doing that. We do need to note that we've reached out to the IDF and haven't heard back comment. But the Israeli Foreign Ministry says that their Navy stopped the vessel from illegally entering Gaza and that unauthorized attempts to breach the blockade are dangerous, unlawful, and undermine ongoing humanitarian efforts. Chris, can you respond to that and talk about the treatment during your detainment?
Yeah, once again, that's a complete lie. The International Court of Justice ruled in the case against South Africa versus Israel that humanitarian aid is allowed to be delivered. The blockade that they claim to uphold is not real. It's not a real thing. They don't have no jurisdiction on international waters, especially in Palestinian territories where we were 60 miles from Gaza Strip. They have no jurisdiction there. So everything that they're saying is just not true. And once again, our illegal kidnapping or interception was illegal. We had no reason, we had no intention on going to Israel at all. We were taken against our will. And as a part of the prison system that they have there, it's very inhumane. We were subjected to 24-hour lockdown because we were on a hunger strike. We didn't have any yard time. We didn't have any communications with the outside world. And they stuffed seven of us in one cell. The oxygen was very poor. There was bed bugs. They were neglectful when it came to giving us water just to survive. And because of that, a lot of us are still suffering with aftermath of getting fluids put into them. And myself personally, I have a severe case of scabies due to the prison conditions that I'm dealing with right now. And people need to know that this is definitely an apartheid state, and I've never experienced any type of evil or hatred in my entire 37 years in living in America. And as a U.S. taxpaying citizen, if you're American, you should be really outraged at where our taxpaying dollars are going to this endless genocide that killed 500,000 Palestinians in 2 years. We need to hold Israel accountable.
And we are continuing to see the impacts of the humanitarian crisis that is going on in Gaza. So, Chris, I want to talk to you more about what your mission was and what kind of aid you were trying to bring, because one thing that jumped out to me was baby formula that you guys were trying to bring. We spoke to a doctor a week ago who was saying that doctors trying to go to Gaza had baby formula that was confiscated from them as this area, the Palestinian people, so desperately need that. So talk to us about your mission and what kind of aid you were trying to bring.
Yeah. Well, we definitely didn't. We definitely know that we didn't have enough aid to feed all of people of Palestine or Gaza, but we had medicine, we had baby formula, we had baby diapers, we had women care products, we had prosthetic parts, and most importantly, we have a whole bunch of hope and love and solidarity. We knew once again that the goal is not to deliver the aid, is to deliver hope to the people of Gaza, to the people of Palestine, and to once again hold Israel accountable to break this illegal siege that didn't take place on October 7th. This siege has been happening for the last 2 decades. So that's something that needs to be shed light on, is that this Israel has controlled the borders of Gaza for over 2 decades, what goes in and what goes out. And it's a shame that once again, baby formula and a boat full of stuffed animals and medical supplies wasn't allowed in by civilians who have legal rights to deliver this aid. And that's the real story, the real focus. It's not about myself. It's not about the 21 volunteers on the vessel. It's all about the people of Gaza right now and the people of Palestine. We need to continue to shed light and hold our governments accountable.
And so, Chris, while we do have you, we know that you've spoken with other media, but your first time since getting home speaking with a network here in the United States. What do you want any American out there who is watching this, who has heard your name, knows what's going on? What do you want them to know?
Once again, touching on our taxpaying dollars, billions of dollars is going towards this endless war and genocide. And the slaughtering of 500,000 Palestinians in less than 2 years. Our taxpaying dollars need to stay home right here, where we have a lot of issues that we need to talk about here, right here. When people are living paycheck to paycheck, when we have a homelessness crisis, when we have the fact that AI is coming to take over people's jobs. Our governments are failing us right before our eyes. And I went out there as a labor leader to put pressure on the labor unions as well, who have been shipping arms and complicit in this genocide and participating by manufacturing weapons. We need to hold our governments accountable, corporations accountable, and absolutely labor unions. If you're involved in Israel deals or investments, you need to be held accountable as well. The blood is on all of these entities' hands. And once again, as a taxpaying citizen, we all need to be outraged that our money is going towards killing women and children in Gaza right now. And we need to hold them accountable for this. Break the illegal siege in Gaza.
Well, Chris, we appreciate you coming on to talk to us today. Glad you're back home safe here on U.S. soil. And there are so many people who are commending your courageousness and your bravery for all that you have tried to do. Thank you so much again. And we have reached out to the Israeli military for comment. We have not heard back on the specific allegations.